Costco sells hundreds of billions of dollars in products every year. It looks like a typical retailer, large warehouses, crowded aisles, customers pushing carts filled with bulk goods. On the surface, it looks like a company making money by selling products. Customers walk through the store, fill carts and head to check out. Everything about the scene suggests a normal retail business. But the surprising part is those products are not where most of the profit comes from. Instead, most of the profit comes from membership fees that represent only a small share of total revenue. Customers pay for access before they ever load items into a cart. That fee matters more than it first appears. This creates a contradiction. A business that looks like retail on the surface, but behaves more like a subscription company underneath. The store looks like a warehouse, but the economics work differently. The core idea is simple. Costco is not just selling products, it is selling access. The products bring people into the system. The membership is what gives them a reason to stay inside it. Costco operates a global network of warehouse-style stores. It sells groceries, electronics, furniture, and household goods. Customers move through large warehouse spaces and buy many categories in one trip. A single visit can include food, appliances, and home supplies in the same cart. Most items are sold in large quantities. Products are stacked in bulk packs and large boxes. Customers do not just pick up one item, they often load multi-packs and oversized packages into their carts. And prices are usually lower than competitors. Customers see those lower prices on shelves and pallets. That difference is part of the appeal. It gives people a clear reason to shop there. But there is a condition. Customers cannot just walk in and shop. They must first pay an annual membership fee. Before they can buy anything, they must first become members. This fee usually ranges from about $60 to $130. Only after paying can a customer enter the store. The transaction starts before the shopping trip starts. Access comes first. This changes the structure of the business. Revenue is collected before any purchase happens. Money comes in before products are scanned at checkout. That is a very different starting point from normal retail. Inside the store, the experience is also different. There are fewer product options, roughly 4,000 items, compared to tens of thousands in a supermarket. Shoppers see fewer brands, fewer variations, and fewer choices on the floor. This is not a limitation, it is a design choice. The smaller assortment is intentional. The store is built to narrow choice, not maximize it. The goal is to simplify operations and to focus demand on a smaller set of products. More customers buy the same items. That makes inventory purchasing and store flow easier to manage. The key point is this: Costco is built around a membership layer. Retail is built on top of that layer. The store is what customers see. The membership structure is what holds the model together. Retail is one of the most competitive industries in the world. Most companies compete on price, convenience, and selection. They try to offer better deals, easier shopping, or more choices than rivals. That pressure never really stops. Large players like Walmart and Target operate on this model. They sell products with a markup. That markup creates profit. The product is not just the thing being sold, it is also the source of earnings. Typical gross margins range from 20 to 50%. But after expenses, net margins fall to 1 to 5%. A lot of money comes in. At the register, very little is left after everything is paid for. This creates constant pressure. Companies must manage inventory carefully. They must negotiate with suppliers. They must run promotions to attract customers. Small errors can quickly weaken profit. At the same time, costs are high. Labor, logistics, and real estate all add up. The result is a difficult business. Profit depends on getting many small decisions right. A retailer can be busy all day and still earn very little. That is what makes the model so demanding. Now compare this to Costco. Costco does not try to maximize profit per product. It intentionally limits its markup. Instead of pushing each item for more margin, it keeps prices tighter. That is a deliberate choice, not a weakness. This is a major shift. Most retailers increase prices to improve margins. Costco reduces margins to increase demand. It gives up profit on the item to create more traffic in the store. That changes the logic of the business. That sounds simple, but it matters because it changes where profit comes from. If margins are lower on products, the company needs another profit engine. At Costco, that engine is membership. Costco was founded in 1983. From the beginning, the model was different. It did not start as a standard retailer and later add membership. The membership idea was part of the design early on. The company focused on membership first. Retail was designed around that idea. The store was built to support the member relationship. That relationship came before the transaction. One early decision defined the model. Costco limited how much it would mark up products. This set the tone for how the business would operate. Low pricing was not occasional, it was built into the structure. This made prices consistently low. Customers noticed this quickly. They could see the difference on the shelf. That made the membership easier to justify. Low prices drove high traffic. High traffic created a strong base of members. More people came into the stores. More people renewed access to keep shopping there. In 1993, Costco merged with Price Club. This expanded its scale. The company became larger and could move more product. That scale made the model stronger. With more volume, the company gained stronger bargaining power. It could negotiate lower prices from suppliers. Buying in bigger quantities gave Costco more leverage. That leverage improved its cost position. Those savings were passed to customers, which made the value of membership even stronger. Lower prices made the annual fee feel worthwhile. That kept the cycle moving. In the 2000s, Costco expanded globally. The same model was replicated in new markets. New warehouses opened, but the structure stayed the same. Membership remained at the center. Membership scaled with each new location. This created a growing base of recurring revenue. In the 2010s, the company refined its membership strategy. It introduced higher-tier memberships with added benefits. Customers were given reasons to choose a more expensive tier. That increased the value of each member. Relationship renewal rates increased to around 90%. This is a critical number. It means most customers come back every year. That creates predictable income, which is rare in retail. Most retailers do not know in advance how much customers will spend. Costco knows a large part of its income will return through renewals. Costco has two main revenue streams: merchandise sales and membership fees. One drives scale at the register, the other drives profit above it. Merchandise sales make up almost all revenue, around 98%. Most of the money flowing through the business comes from products. That is what makes the model look like ordinary retail at first glance. But the margins on those sales are low. The company caps its markup at around 11%. It does not try to squeeze large profits from each item. The product business is intentionally lean. Here is how it works. Costco buys products in large quantities. It negotiates lower prices from suppliers. It concentrates demand into fewer items and larger orders. That gives it better purchasing terms. Then it sells those products at a small markup. Most of the savings are passed to customers. The customer sees lower prices on the floor. That reinforces the sense that shopping there is a good deal. This creates a strong value perception. Customers believe prices are always low. They do not need to question every item in the cart. They trust the overall pricing. That belief drives traffic. People shop more often. They return for groceries, household goods, and large purchases. The store becomes part of their routine. But here is the trade-off. Low margins mean limited profit from products. The company moves a lot of merchandise, but each sale leaves only a small amount behind. This is where membership fees come in. Membership fees are a small part of revenue, but they generate most of the operating income. The fee line is small on the revenue chart, but it carries much more weight in profit. Customers pay the fee up front before buying anything. The company receives money before the shopping trip happens. That timing matters. The cost to serve each additional member is very low. The infrastructure already exists. The stores are already open. The shelves are already stocked. Adding one more member does not require much extra costs, so most of that fee becomes profit. That is why the fee is so powerful economically. This is very different from retail. In retail, profit depends on each transaction. Every sale carries product costs, labor costs, and operating costs. Profit must be earned again and again. At checkout at Costco, profit is collected before transactions happen. The membership fee arrives first. That changes the order of the model. The key insight is this: membership fees sit on top of the retail business. They act as a profit layer, while retail acts as a service to support that layer. The products keep members engaged. The membership captures the economics. Factor 1: profit comes from access. Costco does not rely on product margins for profit. It relies on access. The customer is not only paying for items in the cart, the customer is also paying for the right to enter the system. The company keeps product prices low. This attracts customers into the system. Shoppers see strong value in the aisles. That value gives them a reason to join. Then it charges for entry through membership. The fee is collected before shopping begins. That means access itself becomes part of the business model. It is not just a store, it is a store with a gate. Factor 2 membership fees are high margin membership. Fees have very low costs. There is no inventory tied to them. There is no shipping costs. No product has to be ordered, stored, or moved to collect that fee. Once the system is built, adding a new member costs almost nothing. The entrance stores and checkout system already exists. The company does not need a new shelf or truck for each added member. The base is already in place. This means most of the fee becomes profit. Factor 3 renewal creates stability. Costco has very high renewal rates. Around 90% of members renew each year. Most people do not leave after 1 year. They pay again and stay in the system. This creates recurring revenue, which is predictable and stable. Customers pay once they shop regularly. They come back for repeated trips throughout the year. The membership becomes part of how they buy everyday goods. They experience low prices, and they feel they are getting value. Renewal becomes automatic. This is similar to subscription services, except it is tied to physical retail. The recurring payment logic looks like a subscription. The customer experience happens in a warehouse store. The combination is unusual, and it makes the business more stable. Factor 4 price discipline builds trust. Costco strictly limits its markups. It does not allow prices to drift upward over time. That discipline is visible in the store. Customers can see the pricing pattern again and again. This builds trust with customers. People do not feel that the company is trying to take extra margin wherever it can. They feel the pricing is controlled. People believe that prices are consistently low. They do not need to compare every item. A simple example is the $1.50 hot dog. The price has stayed the same for decades. Customers see that price and understand the message immediately. It becomes a visible symbol of consistency. That signal reinforces loyalty. Factor 5 scale lowers costs. Costco operates at very high volume. It buys large quantities of each product. Instead of spreading demand across many similar items, it concentrates volume. That gives the company more purchasing power. This gives it leverage with suppliers. It can negotiate lower prices. Lower costs allow lower prices. Lower prices attract more customers. Customers see the savings in the warehouse. That gives them more reason to shop there. More customers increase volume. More carts move through the store. More units of the same items are sold. That strengthens Costco's scale even further. This creates a loop. Volume leads to cost advantage. Cost advantage leads to better pricing. Better pricing attracts more traffic. And that traffic increases volume again. Most competitors cannot match this because they do not have the same scale or discipline. Factor 6 membership changes behavior. Paying upfront changes how customers act. The relationship starts with a fee, not just a shopping trip. That changes the psychology of the customer. The membership already feels like an investment. Once a customer pays the membership fee, they feel the need to justify it. They want to make use of what they paid for. That pushes them to return. They shop more frequently, and they spend more per visit. They come back again, and they load more into the cart when they do. This increases lifetime value. The customer stays active longer and spends more across that time. Compare this to a normal store. There is no upfront cost. Customers can switch easily. They can walk into a different store the next day with no sense of loss. At Costco, switching feels like wasting the membership. Leaving means giving up something already paid for. That makes the decision feel different. The membership adds friction to leaving. This creates a subtle lock-in effect, which strengthens retention. This model gives Costco several advantages. First, it creates stable income. Membership renewals provide predictable cash flow. Second, it reduces reliance on product margins. Third, it strengthens customer loyalty. Fourth, it supports low pricing. This creates a strong value perception. Customers do not just see low prices on a few products, they feel that the whole store is built around value. That perception supports renewal compared to traditional retailers. This is a major difference. Most retailers chase margin. Costco chases retention. Most retailers try to earn more on the item. Costco tries to keep the member. One risk is value perception. If prices rise, customers may question the membership. They may walk through the store and feel the value is less obvious. That can weaken the reason to renew. If that happens, renewal rates could drop. Another risk is competition. Companies like Amazon offer subscription models like Prime. They combine retail with other services that creates a different kind of membership appeal. Some customers may find that bundle attractive. Economic downturns are another factor. Bulk buying requires higher upfront spending. Customers often need to spend more at once to get the value. That can become harder in weaker conditions. In weaker economies, customers may reduce purchases, they may delay large trips, or buy less in bulk. There is also the risk of overexpansion. Not all markets respond the same way to membership models. A format that works well in one region may not work the same way in another. Customer habits can differ. If new locations fail to build loyalty, the model becomes weaker. Costco's model looks simple, but it is carefully designed. The warehouse experience is straightforward on the surface. The economics underneath are not. The company separates revenue from profit. Products drive traffic, membership drives income. One fills the carts, the other supports the earnings. This allows it to operate with low margins while still generating strong profits. The key idea is clear. Costco is not just a retailer. The products matter, but they are not the full story. It is a membership business built on top of retail. Retail is the visible layer. Membership is the economic layer underneath it. And that inversion is what makes the model work. What looks like a store is also a system of paid access. That is why Costco can look ordinary from the outside and still operate very differently underneath.